The first rule of Fight Club: you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club: you do not talk about Fight Club. Now, whether you've seen this movie or not, you've no doubt heard this quote. And while I'm not a proponent of the movie, this quote deserves some consideration. This movie about a secret society of street fights has this as its rule, as its core. Why? Because it's a secret. Word gets out about the inner workings of Fight Club and it could potentially be destroyed. You know, the delicate balance of any organization depends on a level of scrutiny with its members. You don't talk about the things that go on inside of organizations. Matter of fact, most organizations require us to sign non-disclosure, non-compete agreements. Why do they do that? Because they want their secrets kept safe. The things that happen inside of their business, they want those things to be kept safe. But what if we started a zero Fight Club? No non-compete, no non-disclosure agreements, and no fighting allowed. Arguments and fighting are as old as human existence. The outcome of any fight is never good for either party. Look at Cain and Abel. Cain kills Abel because he's jealous that Abel is more blessed by God because of his approved sacrifice. And now Abel's dead, and Cain is cursed. Neither one of them have a good outcome from this argument and this fight. Fighting within any organization, outside of boxing, MMA, Fight Club, you're supposed to fight in those organizations. But any fighting within an organization has the potential to tear apart the organization itself. Usually, an organization is destroyed from the inside out because of internal strife. But let's look at what Jesus said. He said this in Luke 6:29. If someone slaps you on one cheek, offer the other cheek also. Now, this seems like a crazy notion to most people. But what if we did this? What if we said, I won't fight you? I won't fight you. What if we said this to our enemies? What if instead we offered them our other cheek? Or better yet, forgiveness, kindness. 2 Timothy says it like this in chapter 2, verse 24. Again, I say, don't get involved in foolish, ignorant arguments that only start fights. A servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but must be kind to everyone, be able to teach, and be patient with difficult people. Don't even get into arguments that cause fights. Be patient with each other. Be kind to everyone. After all, the urge to fight and argue comes from the enemy himself, and it's his biggest goal to separate us from each other. So the more he can separate us from each other, the more he causes fights, the more he causes the urge to fight. So let's walk away from that, and let's be kind, and let's be patient with everyone. James 4:1-2 asked some really good questions. What is causing the quarrels and fights among you? Don't they come from the evil desires at war within you? You want what you don't have, so you scheme and kill to get it. You are jealous of what others have, but you can't get it, so you fight and wage war to take it away from them. Yet you don't have what you want because you don't ask God for it. And then Paul reminds us in Ephesians 6:12, for we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against spirits in the heavenly places. So the truth is, fighting results from selfish ambition and desires. And really at the core of it, it's a lack of faith that the Lord will fight for us, that He Himself will defend us. Because if the Lord will fight for us and we believe that He will defend us, What's the point in us fighting? The Lord Himself will fight for you. Just stay calm. Exodus 14:14. So Zero Fight Club. Who's ready to join? If you're ready to join, you got to know the rules. So the first rule of Zero Fight Club, tell everyone. And the second rule of Zero Fight Club, tell everyone. And let the least be first, and us be second.